All right, so I'm sure it's not a myth to you that visualization techniques can help you to control your feelings, your emotions. Duh, of course, sure. We don't need someone to tell us that. Like, what is this? Like, only geniuses know this stuff? No, screw. Everyone knows this. You know, you change your thoughts, it changes the way you feel, changes the actions that you take, which changes the results you get in your life. Yeah, basic stuff. Get it? Think happy thoughts, most likely to feel happy. Think sad thoughts, most likely to feel sad. All right, cool. So how do we apply that to making anxiety disappear? Now, anxiety is just this limiting force in our lives, holding us back from the engaging conversations that we want, the connections that we want to build, from approaching that attractive stranger, from speaking up at work, from giving a confident sales presentation, from spontaneously sharing your humor and stories. It keeps us on the sidelines, and it can really make us feel disengaged with life. Life is flowing onward and onward and onward, and it's up to us as passengers of life whether or not we're gonna go on the ride, whether or not we're gonna enjoy the ride of life. And I was stuck in anxiety for over a decade of my life, and I totally get how limiting it is. And here are two powerful visualization techniques to immediately begin to control our thoughts so that we can make anxiety disappear. And the first one is to summon up to the forefront of your mind in as bright image as you can the fearful situation. So let's give some examples. Let's say you're in a group setting and you're just afraid to speak up freely. Let's say you see an attractive stranger and you're just afraid to approach that person. Let's say you're at a work meeting, people are throwing out their opinions, and you're afraid to just interject, speak up, and give your opinion because people might think you're a fool. People might judge it, criticize it. Your boss, supervisor might not like it. So call up some fears to your mind right now. And you're doing it right when you feel scared. The way out is through. And so don't avoid that right now. Now is not the time to avoid that. Let yourself feel scared right now. Because what happens next is amazing. It's beautiful work. Now imagine that image, that visualization. Imagine it just decreasing in size. So that group setting, you're just watching it disappear, 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 until it's a speck. And then, snap your finger, it's gone. You're kind of like the magician of your confidence in this way. Now repeat, do it again. Bright colors, and also as it's decreasing, imagine the brightness becoming dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Because as soon as it's gone out of your mind, guess what that means? It means you no longer live in the future, no longer live in fear of the future. Because before we even get to the point of speaking up in a group setting, we're imagining all the scenarios that could go wrong. Like, if I speak up, with this Billy Bob Joe over there, they're gonna think I'm a freak, they're gonna think I'm stupid, and I'm an idiot, they're gonna make fun of me forever or something. It's like, we have this guess of how the future's gonna go, and we attach this fear to that future. But the truth is, it hasn't even occurred yet. And regardless, we don't have to be thinking about that. We can train ourselves and condition ourselves to not do that. And it's exactly what this visualization technique does. So whatever that fear is that we're thinking about in the future, like, it's gonna go absolutely horrible. Imagine it decreasing in size. And as it decreases, it's becoming dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And what that symbolizes is that you're no longer living in fear of the future. Because, boom, snap, it's gone. It's gone out of your mind. You're not thinking about it. When you're not thinking about it, now you can just enjoy the present moment. You can just have an idea of what you want to say, and you're not living in fear, which means you don't have that anxiety barrier, which means now you're free to just take the action that you want, to just be you and express yourself freely. So play with that. Apply it immediately and consistently throughout the day. Every time you have something upcoming that you're afraid of, imagine disappearing it. It's your disappearing act. It's your anxiety disappearing act. You're the magician. You're the confidence magician of your life. Now, the next visualization technique is introducing the concept that when you apply humor and silliness to something that you right now see as fearful, it loses its fear. It decreases its seemingly powerful and controlling state over you. So what I mean by this is, imagine you're in a group setting And you know, same fears. You're living in the future and you're like, they might make fun of me. Okay, all right. Now, what if those people that could make fun of you had bobbleheads as their heads with like the craziest grin, like the biggest smile, you know, like the cheekbones are high and they're just like, there's a big smile and their like eyes are like barely open, they're like squinty or whatever because they're like smiling so hard and their heads are bobbling. You know, they're not even like real human beings. Just like like their body is human, but then their head is a bobblehead. They're a bobbleheaded human being. And imagine those guys are the ones saying, "Oh, did you hear what that guy said?" Like imagine those bobbleheads are making fun of you. Oh, what a silly thing that guy could say. And they're like, their heads are bobbling. Like it's like sounds coming out, but they're smiling, and you don't even see their mouths moving. And it's like, wait, what? Where's this voice coming from? Well, this is so absurd. Now imagine that those guys were all singing in a really high-pitched, like chipmunk voice. You know, like Alvin and the Chipmunks or whatever, like something like, Christmas time is here. You know, like just make it absurd. Like now imagine that voice was saying, look at that guy, he's so weird. Oh, did you hear what he said? Oh my gosh, he's so awkward and embarrassing. Like whatever the fear is, just imagine those bobble-headed, high-pitched, chipmunk-sounding people are the ones calling you out. Okay, how does that make you feel? It's crazy, right? You're not gonna feel scared. You can be like, this is totally absurd. I love this. This is funny. I will say whatever I want right now because this is a crazy situation. You know, they have no power over me. This is just silly. Now, okay. Did that make you smile? Did that make you laugh a little bit? Did that make you feel more comfortable when I was giving you that visualization? Because it's important feedback. Yeah, when you're in a real life situation, they're not bobbleheaded people. However, just like right now in this moment, when you had that visualization, they were bobbleheaded people with chipmunk high-pitched sounding voices, and how that made you feel like you wanted to laugh, how you felt that scenario was kind of like just silly and absurd, you didn't feel scared. You can also call up that visualization when you're in a group setting. So the next time you get into a group setting, just imagine that they're the bobbleheaded people with the high-pitched chipmunk-sounding voices. And just visualize that and see if that does not change the way that you feel. If you don't feel more relaxed and comfortable to just be yourself, because now you're not scared of what they think. They can think whatever they want about you. They're just some bobbleheaded chipmunk-sounding people. Whatever. You can completely be yourself around them. You're not gonna take anything they say seriously. And so there's some beautiful stuff. And play with other visualization techniques. This is just something to get you started, get you thinking about the power that visualization has on the way that you feel. This stuff is a muscle, and the more you apply it, the more anxiety disappears, the more confidence grows in its place. So beautiful work. Apply this immediately and consistently to see the best changes in your life. And if you haven't gotten my free ebook, 5 Steps to Break the Anxiety Barrier yet, click the link below, grab it now, get started on building your confidence foundation from which you can build a skyscraper of confidence. And until we speak again, you were born to be real, not to be perfect. So go out there and be who you are. Apply the visualization techniques repeatedly, consistently. It's a muscle. The more you build it, the more comfortable you become expressing yourself. And I'll talk to you soon.